Hello, creative enthusiasts. I'm Aaronica Cole from The Needle and the Bell.
And I'm Julian Collins from Julian Creates.
And welcome to another exciting episode of the Audacity podcast. Ready to embark on a journey where audacity meets creativity and crafting? Well, friends, you found your destination right here.
As your guides, we're thrilled to blend the worlds of sewing, crafting, and life's audacious adventures.
In each episode, we're stirring up a cup of inspiration, laughter, and, of course, candid conversations. From the buzzing topics in the sewing community to the projects we're currently immersed in, we've got your creative cravings covered.
And don't forget our special guest interviews, deep dives into weekly themes, and thought-provoking, audacious questions that will spark your creativity.
So whether you're a seasoned sewist or just exploring your crafting curiosity, this podcast is your cozy haven for all things audacious and crafty.
So grab your favorite project, your beverage of choice, and let's take another sip from the cup of audacious living.
Okay, so welcome back. This is our first podcast after Frocktails, and I may or may not be having some slight withdrawal symptoms from being around my dear brother Julian because I had a smashing good time with him. And here's the thing, right? And we had a great time. You know, you can't travel with just anyone, and this is something that I learned, right? Because there are people who are like the people who are like, I'm on vacation, so let's do a little bit of sightseeing. And then it's like, let's relax. And then there are the people who were like, I'm trying to hit up every single attraction that's in the world. And then there's like the people who are the combo. And I like to identify myself as a combo. Like I like a good nap, but like I'm also trying to be in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I really feel like based off of this trip to New York, I feel like I'm completely comfortable in saying that we have similar travel styles.
Yeah, because it was a right amount of do too much, but not do too much.
But not do too much, right? It was like we did enough.
Yes.
And when it was time to take a nap, we were like, whew, shit.
Yes.
Let us go to Dreamland together. And it was fantastic.
And lay down and lay down. Yes. It was like a good amount of rest because like I'm tired of going on trips with folks and I don't feel rested when I come back.
Yeah. Like I need a vacation from said vacation.
Right. Like I don't want to vacation like it's a job. I want to rest and enjoy. And some of that is just not doing things.
Not doing things. Yes. Yes. Although I will say, listen, Julian had me running in these streets out here speed walking. I've been in the South too long because he was like, I was like, okay, Julian, like I'm not about to be running to keep up with you. Like we were running a little bit late. And he had me ripping and running through these streets, quite literally on my feet. And I was like, sir, I'm gonna sweat through this makeup before we get to our location. I'm a sweaty person. I don't know what else to say.
So first of all, just for the people in the audience, just to understand, I have a thing about being late. When I'm late, it throws me off. Like and it makes my mood funky when I'm late. It's like an anxiety thing. Like I like to be, I have to practice to be on time, meaning that usually I'm early.
Meanwhile, I be over here like, you know what? I'm worth the wait. I'm gonna arrive when I arrive.
No, because I'm usually early and have to like sit in my car and wait. So I ain't be the first one in a building. Yes. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Aren't we just the match made in heaven?
Right. And so we were late to, and we'll talk about this later, but we didn't realize the extent to how far we had to walk.
We didn't. Or else I'm fairly certain that I would have quickened up my makeup. And if you're like, well, girl, what did your makeup look like? Definitely check my YouTube video because I was in the mirror doing my makeup in there, like in the video.
Yeah, so. You were. So yeah, we didn't realize how far we had to go. And I think that also added to the process of, and plus I walk fast.
You do.
It's the thing. I walk fast. So technically, it's actually perfect for New York because I walk New York speed.
You do. You do. And I've
It
been out of
just
practice, but also like sometimes it's funny. So, and we're gonna just quick jump into this very quick story before we head into our Am I the Asshole? Because I always love these. But I remember my brother's freshman year at Morehouse, and he came back from Atlanta to come home for his visit, right? And I was like walking through the mall with him, and I was speed walking, okay? Like zoom, zoom, zoom. And he was like, "Why are you walking so fast? Are you in a rush to die?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh,
not a
gas."
rush to die.
Like that escalated really quickly. And I was not, and I still am not. So ultimately it caused me to slow down with my walking.
Yeah, I think it really is for me. It's just a move with a purpose, and I'm moving at the speed my brain moves.
Mm. I almost feel like you were like, Aaronica, you don't move with purpose.
I ain't say that. Those words did not come out my mouth.
Not Julian, like if the shoe fits, but that's not what I said.
Not what I said, but and I mean, but how we go from either walk with purpose, or you speed walking to death. I mean, where's the middle? Where's the middle?
There is no middle ground. We're either walking with purpose, not walking with purpose, or speed walking to death. So,
I mean,
yeah.
this feels some type of wrong, but it's all right. All right.
Julian,
Yep.
give us the goods.
So, am I the asshole? I bought my fiance a sewing machine.
Ooh.
Okay. So my fiance, say why, has been interested in taking up sewing,
Mm.
something I'm good at and have a lot of knowledge about, but haven't done for 5 years. She did some sewing in high school. She doesn't seem very knowledgeable. We've talked about making curtains and cushion covers. Also, she has expressed an interest in someday making or altering kimonos as a business. So I'm guessing this is international, which is cool. We've been looking at machines online for the last 6 months. There was a used brother that we almost bought, but then didn't. A month ago, she came to me excited about a machine she had placed an order on, and when I looked at it, it was a 3 needle overlock.
Oh, very different from a sewing machine.
Not at all suitable for the types of things she wants to do. I told her this, she canceled the order. For Christmas, I did some research, found a really nice entry level brother. I like brother machines, easy to use, reliable, and versatile. We'll talk about that, but
Mm-hmm.
each brand for each person, know what you like. Simple, but still enough stitching options to pretty much do anything you want outside of leatherwork. So that's what I got her. We had a nice Christmas day. I made her a pretty extravagant dinner, lobsters, wagyu, tons of goodies, all in front of a roaring fire. Okay.
I need this Christmas.
Right. Try to get the girls. I love it. She
Love
seemed
it.
to really like it. Not at all relevant. I'm just bragging. And you should. And you
As you
should.
should. Brag
Right.
worthy.
Then it was time to open presents. The first box she opened was a set of different color fabrics and threads. Then she opened the sewing machine and went all quiet. Shortly after the quiet, she went into what I can only describe as a rant. It was a waste to buy a new machine. It wasn't that expensive, and I am pretty well off. This isn't the one she wanted. Buying her entry level machine is an insult to her skills. This one won't do what she wants. The cloth you bought is really thin and crappy. I don't believe in her. I didn't let her buy the machine she wanted, and went on and on. I asked her to stop many times, but usually people say thank you when they received a gift was the only thing I was able to slip in. Finally, I gave her her next present, a gift wrap. I finally gave her her next present, a gift wrapped fuck you. Thank you for ruining Christmas. Then I reboxed the machine, threw it into the spare room, and went to bed. I slammed a couple of doors, which I'm not proud of. I really hate people slamming doors when they are angry. She spent the night on the couch. I did not tell her she had to. And this morning I got up and started cleaning up from last night. She told me to stop making so much noise and to go back to the bedroom. I told her she could go somewhere else. Yada yada. I gave her another fuck you, left and drove to our other house. Wait a minute. Drove to our other house. Another flex, but okay. Am
These
I
slight
the
flexes in here. I'm actually here for. I'm subscribed. I love it.
I mean, yes. Am I the asshole for gifting a woman a traditionally domestic product? Is it like a new vacuum cleaner type of deal? I'm a dude and I would have been happy with it. I also thought it would give us things we could do together. Also, this is not rare behavior on her part at all. We've had many gift giving shitstorms. Well, then you just said something right there. Okay.
I for one am flabbergasted. And I don't know if it's because of how I was raised, but I was raised to be appreciative for what people get. I mean give,
Yes.
right? Um for multiple reasons because we don't know what they could afford. So like even when my kids give me things or any children, I always keep it because that's just what they had to offer and it's a gift and I want to show appreciation. But the fact that he did research it, and I have to be honest, like, I don't think of myself as an expert sewist, right? Like, I'm pretty good. I know my way around a needle and a machine, but I feel like I can sit down and sew on any machine,
Right.
whether it's like a Singer Confidence, which I have, a Brother Project One Runway, which I have, a Janome, which I have, my Bernina, which I obviously have, right? Like, I don't feel like I'm too good to sew on any machine, if I'm being completely honest, right?
Mhm.
So I think that that is so, like, I think it's very unappreciated. Now, if she just like, if he gifted her that out of the blue and she had no interest in sewing whatsoever,
It'd be different.
then possibly you are the asshole, especially because like if he had been passive aggressive about like, hey, can you hem these pants or can you sew this button back on? And she was like, I don't sew and I have no interest in that. Then buying a sewing machine at that point in time, yes, you indeed are in fact the asshole. But because she showed an interest as far as wanting to be a sewist and to sew and create, absolutely not.
So definitely the reaction and especially the information about her doing this previously and stuff like that. I was like, oh, that's a little much. There, but also I get it. I like to pick my up sewing machine. So
Mhm.
when I started sewing, even before, so like I stated that I started sewing in 2016. That's when I officially feel like I started sewing.
Mhm.
But that is predicated by that is when I bought a machine that I liked and I was able to use.
Okay.
So I had a machine previously that was given to me. It was a Project Runway Brother. Um, I think I was able to make a pair of pajama pants on it. After that, it never worked.
Oh, wow.
Like never worked. The tension was always off. It was jamming and stuff like that. So literally, I made one project on it and basically put it up. I think that was like in 2013 and did not sew again until 2016 when I bought my own vintage machine.
Mm.
Even though I was still like interested in looking at sewing and stuff like that, it took me to buy my own and start. So I think that it is like there are certain things you just don't buy for people. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like you ain't just gonna buy everybody they draws because you don't know what type of draws they
Yes,
like.
but she, like, went out and bought in a certain.
Now, now, Pole
So
Ting Ting.
clearly that I feel like, and here's the other thing, like, if he bought her this machine and that's not what she wanted, that's also fine. Like,
Yes.
you can always go out and buy the machine that you want. That doesn't like, and as both you and I know, you can
Mhm.
have more than one machine,
Absolutely.
right? Because
Absolutely.
when this Bernina is over here getting serviced, I have a FAF underneath here, right?
Mhm.
When this Bernina is getting serviced, like I'll take Aurora's Janome. You know what I'm saying? We can have more than one machine. There's no rule that says you can't have a machine that you absolutely love and then a backup machine.
Absolutely.
If
I
your
mean,
goal is to sew and you're
right.
saying, I want to do this, and this person has now put a free 99 machine in front of you and was like, here, go ahead, live out your dreams. And I also got you some fabric so that you could practice. I don't know, man. That just sounds mad unappreciative to me.
It does. Absolutely. And but I also I get so it is mad unappreciative. I think, this there could have been a better way this could have went, and it did come off
Hmm.
as a bratty little kid, in my opinion.
Yes.
This is in my opinion, y'all. I don't see this as like a traditional domestic gift because I was like, if you buy me a sewing, like I want people to buy me sewing stuff because that's what I love.
Yeah.
And if they talked about sewing and basically talked about it from a perspective of doing this together, I think that it just took the joy out of the whole process. Now, what could have also happened is that you could have put a little slip of paper or something like saying like, "Hey, tomorrow we will go out and look for the machine of your dreams," or something like that. But
Yeah.
also too, we see that people love to get machines that do all this stuff and don't know what to do with them.
Listen, I remember buying the Project Runway machine and being like, oh, it can do like 220 stitches. Julian, how many stitches did I use?
3, maybe.
3, maybe 4, right? We did a good straight stitch.
Mm-hmm.
We did some zigzag.
Mm-hmm.
We did the button the
There you
button
go.
stitch.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe the overlock stitch that's on there.
Remember, I have the Bernina B830, so that is a former top of the line. I think it has 1200 something stitches on it, and it has multi-directional stitches.
For what?
Most of the time on the machine, I use my straight, I use my buttonhole, I sew on a button, I will do a triple straight and a zigzag.
Now, I will say that since I've gotten my Bernina, and for those that don't know, I have a Bernina B590. I will say that your girl has been out here using these little fancy stitches. One of my favorite things to do before, I feel like when I like came back to sewing, I was way more adventurous with my sewing. Like I was hacking patterns. I was doing all sorts of fun little finishes and stuff like that. Now I'd be like, no, I'm gonna just follow the pattern pieces. No, I'm just
like we
like now I
tired.
feel like I'm just getting back into it, but I went through that phase where I was just like, I'm gonna just do some basic shit. Like it's fine. But scalloped stitch, fantastic. That
So
I
I
did
have
use.
done some heirloom sewing. So I have done some of the decorative, but
Mhm.
it's a rarity that I use
Rarity. Rarity.
but also too, like, it depends on the machine that I'm using and the stitches that I want to use. Because I have a lot of machines. So me buying my own machine and sensing the difference between the original Project Runway that I purchased and then the
Mhm.
vintage machines, I started to really want to really explore the different varieties and different personalities on machines.
Mhm.
So that's what I did.
I'm still going with that he's not the asshole.
Oh, yeah,
And here's
no.
the other thing, right? If she knew what machine she wanted, she should have said something to him. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Like when I got my very first serger, which was the Brother 1034D, just like pretty much everybody else,
Right.
you know what I did? I said, dear husband of mine, I know you want to get me a bomb ass birthday present. Let me tell you what it is that I want. I want this here Brother 1034D. It's a serger. Because of course he was like, what is that? Like, what is this? And you know what he did? He crowdsourced my friends and was like, hey, Aaronica would really like this serger. Does anybody want to contribute so that I can make it a group gift? I got the machine that I wanted, but I told him what I wanted. She didn't tell him.
True.
Like he got something in an area that he is well versed in. It's not like my husband going to pick out a machine. You know what I'm saying? This is
Mm-hmm.
someone who sews, who has
Right.
sewn before, and was like, let's get you something that can do what it is that you want to do. Also, let me tell you something. You got one time to show me that you're not appreciative. It's funny because Kalima today was like, I picked her up from her friend's house and she was talking to her girlfriends and she was like, yeah, my mom doesn't cook anymore because Bo said that he didn't like something that I made. And so now she doesn't cook. I was like, and facts, because you got one good time to show a lack of appreciation for me before I'm like, oh, word?
That's all
Say
you gotta
less.
say. Right.
Say less. And he talking about this is a pattern? Oh, no, no. Absolutely not. First of all, the fact that you had that bomb ass dinner in front of a fireplace,
Mm-hmm. With lobster and wagyu. Full,
everything else was
full
icing on the
bougie
cake.
surf and turf. Not just even regular surf and turf.
Bougie surf and turf.
I was like, my goodness.
I'm like, I didn't even need a gift, but a
But I
sewing
love
machine
that,
on top of it
he
and
stormed
fabric.
off to their other house. I was like, okay.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this is giving I'm a spoiled brat.
Yeah, it is. But if What y'all think? What would y'all do? Would you be appreciative if somebody bought you a machine?
Mm.
Or are you like me sometimes and I just send out my Amazon gift, my wish list?
Listen,
It
I'm
makes it
here
so
for
much
that
easier.
Amazon wish list. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that you guys are responding either on Spotify, Amazon, Google, or Apple. Okay. We want to hear from you. So let us know what it is that you would do. Um, so listen, obviously, again, this is our Frocktails recap. Now, we had great plans for Frocktails. We were going to walk around with a tiny mic and we were going to ask people questions. And I was ready. I had it in my bag. But then Delta pulled some BS with my bag and I almost didn't make it to Frocktails at all because your girl was in a funk, right? But praise God for Julian and his energy to just go ahead and pull me up out of the funk that I was in. And my brother Julian walked in with a smile up on his face. And literally the only thing I could do was smile back. Like I could not even remember why I was mad because he was there and was in my face and was like, "Do you want to eat?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm fucking hungry." So he not only arrived with a smile, but then he was like, "Are you hungry?" And I felt so seen in that moment, right? Because we know that women who struggle with hanger management, we need to eat. We need food. We need food rations, num nums, and to be simply acknowledged that those things are needed. Okay. Um, so we didn't ask anyone anything while we were at Frocktails. Also because Julian literally had me running to Frocktails. No, but we were like living in the moment. And
Yes.
by me saying that we were living in the moment, what I mean by that is that everybody was staring at Julian in his fantastic suit,
Child.
and everybody else were like he was the main character. The rest of us were just supporting characters.
The lies you tell. The
The no,
lies you
no,
tell.
no. In fact, so listen, yeah, we were walking down the street. This lady stopped him and was like, "You are wearing that suit." He was like, "Thanks, I made it." And she made her outfit, and she looked at me and she was like, "Huh, your suit is fantastic." I was like, "Golly, golly." I was
Ah,
like, "Okay, this is fine. I'm here to support my brother. That's it."
that feels like alternative facts, but I mean,
Mm-mm.
somewhat right, but not fully.
It is not fake news.
It was, I mean,
I am not playing Fox News today on the podcast.
there was a lot of eyes on
Mhm.
us as we walked
No, no, no,
to
no. I need for you to amend your statement to be accurate. There are
oh
a lot of
Jesus.
eyes on you.
I will say this.
Mhm.
Again, and I think I made it
No fake
mentioned
news.
in the last podcast, me getting excited about an outfit helps me stay excited for an event when anxiety wants to take me out. I felt that I had achieved the vision that I had.
And did, sir. And did.
So
We bowed down. We bow. Now I'm like, Atlanta Frocktails is coming up. And I'm like, yo, what am I wearing?
I mean, right.
I'm like,
Because
can I ever be as fabulous as Julian was on Frocktails night? I'm just
absolutely.
like replaying this in my head. Like, sir, why are you this fine?
It felt good. It was a good day. It was a good time. It was a good time. So everybody again, so let's just to make sure that people are understanding. Frocktails is basically it's a party that happens all
Oh,
around
wait,
the
wait, wait.
world.
We actually have that as a question.
Oh, well,
So
perfect.
you're already on. So before Julian answers the questions, instead of us asking people questions while we were out at Frocktails and like shoving a mini mic in their faces, I asked in our stories what were questions that people had, and one of the questions was, "What is Frocktails?" And I thought that would be a great way for us to kick off. And you've already started answering the question, so it's back on you, boo.
All right. So Frocktails is a party that can be found all around the world. So sometimes they're called Frocktails, sometimes they're called dressmakers balls.
Hmm.
But it is really a party for sewists by sewists.
Hmm.
It is a chance for us to have an event that we can make all the fancy clothes for the fancy patterns that we be buying or the fancy fabrics we be buying and don't be wearing none of it
Because we
because we
be
ain't got
about someone.
nowhere to go to. This is our opportunity to bring it and to do that. And then to also just build community in person. Like I think
Mhm.
most of us know each other on social media and different things like that. This is for us a chance to meet each other in person.
Yes.
So yeah, and so this was the New York one. This was a sold out event, 250 people, and child, we had a time.
We had a time. Okay, so the next question is, since
Hmm.
I feel like you just leading us into these questions, um, did you have the time of your life?
I did. It was needed.
Yes.
I did. I had a good time.
I feel
What
like I
about
needed
you?
it to be longer
Okay,
because
yeah.
I feel like I did not get to have enough time with like every God bless you.
Thank you.
I didn't have enough time with everyone. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like I was really trying to get that time in. But I did have the time of my life. Like, yes, yes. Um, what was your favorite part?
People coming in.
Yeah,
So like that, the first view of people's outfits and different things like that, the pictures and stuff like that. I think that was my favorite part of Frocktails. Um, it was really cool. Now, because like the where photos and stuff were or at was right where you came into the stairway, so it got a little jam.
yeah, it sure
But
did.
um, and Black Zone Network, we was in the building, and
Mhm.
especially I think I was mostly excited to see all of my Black Zone Network friends and stuff like that. So we were kind of by the photo area for most of the night.
And were.
And so like we were just kind of in that space of it all, which was not, it was good. It was just like just seeing people come in and stuff like that, and that's where you could really catch people as they were like
Hmm.
making their entrances and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that was my favorite part. And also like the favorite, like that was the, like if I had to scope out a spot, I will stay in that spot again if it was in a similar spot,
Yeah,
place, like
yeah.
location.
I agree that my favorite part was definitely the just like seeing the people
Hmm.
that like it was just exciting. Like I love being able to see the people's outfits like that I saw on Instagram and that they'd been working on and stuff like that and seeing it in real life. For starters, the pictures did not do anyone's outfit justice. Even though like one of your friends came for your bestie who took your pictures.
Child, we ain't gonna talk about that.
It's fine. It's fine. Your girl's feelings are not hurt. It's okay. Um, but I really loved seeing them in person. It's
Hmm.
funny because I just commented on someone's photo and I was like, I saw the dress and I recognized the dress before I saw you because I had just seen it on Instagram. So I thought that that was really fun, really cool. I, of course, did not share anything before I got there. So no one could say the same thing about me because I sewed it before I packed it. So whatever.
I mean, you did, and and you definitely changed it up a few times. So
And did.
in the process, it was giving me a heart attack because I'm like, girl, and was sewing it the morning of, but
I know.
but it came through. It came. That's
It
all
did.
that matter.
It did.
That
Yes.
all that matters is the
It did.
end product. So now it's my turn to ask you some questions.
Hmm.
Um, if you were on the planning table, what would you have done differently?
Um, let's see. I think that they did a fantastic job, honestly. Again, I would have I don't think they could have made it any longer, but I would have tried to have definitely made it a little bit longer. And I like so if I were to identify myself as someone like who likes a certain music type, like you can definitely find me in like the 90s and early 2000s hip hop and R&B or some like good ratchet music. I would have liked a little bit different music is all.
And so the music definitely fit the theme. So it
It
was
did.
disco glamour theme. So it was definitely
Yes.
in that vein. So a lot of that old school 70s disco. And the great thing about disco is usually it is what is like 8/8 timing or something like that. There's a beat on every thing. So it's not a
Mm.
one or two, one or three, it's not a two or four. It's like a beat on everything, meaning that you
Hmm.
really can't ever be off beat. Hence why disco was so popular because it made sure that everybody looked like they were on beat.
Wow. Look, I didn't know that.
Hmm.
You better be dropping this hot fire
Uh-huh.
knowledge, Julian.
Every so often. So I think that, using that music and using it, stuff like that. So I think it definitely did help in the process and keeping the move, and it worked with the theme, and everybody was dressed the same, so it was very high energy and stuff like that. Now, as I'm thinking of, like, because they do a theme for these, like each event, you could totally do like 90s Versace and then bring in like 90s pop culture.
Listen, y'all wouldn't have been ready for me with my taking it back to, first of all, Versace red jeans perfume with my Sergios. Okay.
Yes.
My Sergio jeans, which I would have found a pair or redesigned a pair. Okay. Listen, I would have been ready.
Maybe with some Melissas or something like that. Yes. We could have did something.
Some Gloria Vanderbilt jeans. Stop it.
But so like I think like there are so many different avenues that they can pull from. Especially because it's in the fall time. So you got fashion, New York Fashion Week, and Bryant Park and stuff like. So there's so many different opportunities in terms of theming that you can do. But the music and stuff, it worked with the theme. So
I agree.
And I think that and the thing is, so as we talk about even wanting more time, it felt like it went fast, but then also too, I mean, I left with no voice. So like, I don't know how much more I could take, honestly.
Yeah.
Because we left and we were still tired.
Indeed. Because the next day that was when we found out we could nap together.
Surely did. Because yes, naps. That nap was heavenly.
It was.
Somebody did ask, was there food?
There was food. And of course I know about this, right? Because listen, you cannot arrive. It was good food. So they had some meatballs, they had shrimp, they had firecracker cauliflower, they had these fried rice balls. They were like cheesy rice ball.
Yeah.
I think that's all that I had.
I can't remember what else. I didn't eat a lot of the food, but they did have food, and it did look good and it smelled good. And then they had like cheesecake bites and
I missed that.
Brownies and stuff at the end.
All of that.
So yeah, it was like past food. So it's not like a meal, but so they did suggest that like you eat before you came or you eat after.
Yeah.
So we did a happy hour before we went at another club with some friends. And then we went out to eat afterwards. That's how we did it.
And so listen, I just got sent the menu for Atlanta Frocktails.
Uh-oh.
Listen, and I'm gonna just show my good brother Julian some of the photos that I was sent.
Oh.
So if you're in the Atlanta area, I believe that you will be happy about this. Okay, I believe.
Okay.
So that's all. That's the only little hint I'm gonna give about that. Okay.
They coming with it. All right. I love it.
Yes. Now I got to make sure my outfit is truly on point. My goodness, no pressure or anything.
I mean, but you already knew that was going to be the case.
So, Julian, did it meet your expectations?
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Life was lifing. Life has been lifing. So just not only for the party, but just the break that was needed. The break from the norm to get out of my space and stuff like that was needed. It gave me what I needed. Now, and I mean, and we did some interesting stuff like were we staying in the Ritz type of hotel? No, but it was cute and clean. Was it a walk-up hotel? Like, meaning that there was no elevator and it was stairs? Yes, it was. But it was actually like, I would do that again. For what it was, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. So. Yeah, okay. I mean, I would do it with you again, right?
Yes.
And so this didn't come up as a question, but we're gonna share about it anyway. So we stayed at B Home Hotel, and it's a Wyndham property. And it's literally in the middle of, or not in the middle of Times Square, but it's in Hell's Kitchen. And it's on like 8th and 45th. And what I will say about it is that it's really there for you to like drop your stuff and go. Like, because location, fantastic. Okay. But I will say that while Julian and I had what I consider to be a very intimate friendship prior to being in this hotel together, I do think that we got more intimate in our relationship, right? Because our bathroom was essentially in the same room and there was a plexiglass divider. So, and of course we did share a bed as well, but I'm just like, things got, you know, we got real friendly. You know what I'm saying? So I will say that that's not a place that you should share with someone who you don't anticipate that kind of intimacy with.
Yes.
Because there will be that.
Because sometimes you just want a real door. And
sometimes you just want a real door.
This will not give you that on the bathroom. Not even the bathroom that was in the hallway for public use.
Right. Because there was also a communal bathroom, which I thought was fantastic because, like, how do you poop in peace when someone is like literally 1 foot away, you know?
Right.
Performance anxiety can get the best of us. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So. But yeah, I mean, you were still going to have it because clearly you was literally just a plexiglass piece away from the whole hallway.
A plexiglass. I mean, listen. So.
And these were like plexiglass, like the barn style doors.
Yes. And they
no handles.
They didn't fully close. They didn't fully close.
No. Like we end up having a water bottle that we would prop up to keep it closed.
Yeah, and I don't even know if that worked. Like, I don't know. Julian may have gotten flashed a little bit, but whatever. It's fine.
No, not too. I think we were good.
Fine. I was like, I don't know if Julian is ready for like this kind of show, but he might get it. So you're welcome is all I can say. You know what I'm saying?
It is what it is. Look, it is what it is.
Your suit, again, has come up and everyone has agreed. I feel like this is consensus that your suit was Frocktails, right? But someone has said that they're curious about what the hardest part of your outfit was. Did you make toiles? Was it the cutting? Was it the sewing? Was it the hand sewing?
So the hardest part was fully visualizing it. I would say that. So when I started making the outfit, I had started a medication that was helping with weight loss. And not for weight loss, just for vanity, but for health purposes. And so I had to start early because of time schedule. So I basically started on this. I had to go back and look. I started posting about my ideas in July, end of July.
Wow.
Started really sewing in August. So I think the pants were done in August and the rest of it was done in September. And I knew that I was losing weight, but did not know how much I would have lost by that time.
Yeah.
And so basically had to guesstimate sizing so that I can be ready for whatever may come. So I did kind of size down on the pattern that I use, at least one size. Probably could have went down 2, but we did 1. And when I made the pants originally, they did not fit. They were actually too small. Yeah, but I was like, I can't. But there were places I could alter them. So I had based it up the back seam and stuff like that, just to make sure that it could work. Because again, I was also using this was a metallic coated scuba as my fabric. And though the pattern itself, which was 5161 from Simplicity of 1972, it said for double knits. Usually double knits do not have as much stretch as a scuba. It's usually not like a 4-way stretch. So I did not know how well this was going to work until at least I had finished the pants to try them on.
Wow.
So fully visualizing everything and then just making sure that I was able to get the fabric to work the way that I wanted it to work.
Yeah.
And visualizing ways to implement a lot of vintage technique and vintage style on a modern fabric that has just moved differently. So having to isolate stretch in places, having to make sure I'm using the right fusibles and interfacing where needed to make sure that when I wear it, it's not going to grow on me and stuff like that. Those were kind of the most interesting part, that you have to have a basic knowledge of fabric properties to make sure that it was going to work. And I think there was some places that I could still have better succeeded at, but overall, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I didn't even think about the like growing aspect of the scuba and all of that. That's such a good point because I guess typically whenever I'm looking to make something that would be along those lines, I'm specifically looking for something with good recovery so that I don't have to interface the hell out of it, right?
Right.
But that's good info.
And
Good
also too,
info.
because of the coating, like you did not really want it to stretch because then it will show white.
Oh, yes.
So I mean, I was basically doing a lot of work to isolate, so that it can keep on like keep the look of the liquid gold on it. So
And it did look like liquid gold. It was
and
fantastic. Julian, I seriously am still like bowing down because it was so good, so fantastic. Like, I'm like, wow. I know like one of the most talented sewists in the world. That's how I
I
feel.
for my first fully completed suit, I'm very pleased with it.
Mhm.
And I actually want to make more. And I will be implementing more hand sewing in my stuff because it just actually made it easier in some instances
Mhm.
than to try to now and what was interesting because this is a vintage pattern, but the amount of hand sewing and detail they put into it, especially for a simplicity of the 70s,
Yeah.
I was shocked because I was also contemplating using a Vogue pattern, and each and every piece of the Vogue pattern had 100 steps each.
Wow.
So the pants had 100 steps, the jacket had 100 steps,
100 steps?
100. It was like
Julian,
90, like between 97 and 100 steps each.
there's just
Um,
no way.
so one of the great things, I was able to go on a tour of the design group, kind of so who makes our patterns with Nomi and stuff like that. And we were talking a little bit about that and talking about how stuff fits into the envelope.
Mhm.
If you see this, some of these vintage Vogue patterns, especially Vogue Paris original patterns for men's suit patterns, the amount of pages of instructions. So the suit pattern I was going to use has 14 different pages of instructions
Wow. Now,
with, yeah. So, and I think a total number of
mhm.
pieces, I want to say is it 30 something, 37, 38 pieces to make the whole suit? Um, so
30
yeah,
pieces that you cut out.
for the Vogue, so for my simplicity, that what I ended up making, I only had to cut out 27.
I'm still 27. It's funny because Denver and I are going to a wedding um the weekend after Frocktails Atlanta. And
Mhm.
I'm like, can I make him a suit? But not if you said 27.
I mean,
No,
but that's vintage. So modern is going to be a little different.
I hope so because I definitely just peeped that suit that Norris made. And I
Yeah.
was like, that could be it. I don't know. That could be a winner.
I mean, there's the simplicity. There's like two or three simplicity suit patterns right now. There's a Vogue suit pattern currently out. There's some Berta suit patterns that are currently out. And I did send you the course from Kenneth King, so you can, if you want to follow old school or new school tailoring, there's some options. There,
Julian.
there are some options.
And
I'm
I
just
feel like this is like the major difference between men's patterns and women's patterns, right?
saying.
Men's patterns come with a certain amount of tailoring that most of the time women's patterns do not come with, right? Because a lot of times we're sewing knits, we can get away with a lot more. But like with men's patterns and the way that they fit and everything like that. And I'm just like, wow. And it's funny because and I said this last night. I'm actually a guest host on someone else's podcast that'll be dropping soon as well. And what I was saying to her was, people that like I've been doing kind of like a circuit of interviews lately, and one of the big questions is always, "What's your favorite piece?" or "What's like a piece that you're most proud of?" And I'm like, it's never women's clothing. It's never that. It's never going to be that. Why? Because I'm like, I can throw together like clothes even for like new patterns, right? Like
Hmm.
because I know how my body is shaped and how the women's body is kind of like shaped and is it just feels like it's easier for me. And I say easier very loosely, right? But then when it comes time for me to make things for Bo and for Denver, I'm always like, wow, do you see what I just did there? This is fantastic. Like, celebrate me. Yes, I want my cookie for making my husband a button down shirt. Like, yes, I want my cookie for making my son like a vest, for that's like winter wear, right? Um, but like sewing for my daughters, I'm like, except I did make Kalima a bra and she wore it today. And I'm like, yeah, I want my cookie for that because it fits amazing. It looks good. Like mommy did that,
Come on.
Exactly.
Come on. You better take care of the people's puppies.
Yes. She was like, Mommy, it feels weird to wear a bra that actually fits. Well, sis, I gave it to you 2 months ago and I've been waiting for you to wear it and see if it fits well. So I know if should be making more like this.
Right. Look, sometimes we hard-headed, but now she know.
One thing at a time, right? One thing at a time.
Now she know. Praise the Lord. So I guess one of the big questions that a lot of people are giving, so did anybody's outfit surprise or inspire you?
So I'm not surprised by this for the reasons why I feel like are kind of obvious, but I feel like Dejanay's outfit really surprised me.
Mm-hmm.
Not in a, oh my God, I can't believe she made it. But I feel like Dejanay, I feel like her style is growing and has been elevated by this outfit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like looking at the outfit that she made for South Florida Frocktails, and then looking at this outfit that she made, I'm like, come on, sis. Like, come on. Like, she came through. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was giving us boobs, but not too much. She was giving us see-through, but not too much. She was giving us high slit, but not too much. I feel like she teetered the line perfectly of being super sexy, sultry, but also wearable.
Absolutely.
Like even her fur coat, I was like, yes, I love it. Like a cute little crop style. I love it. Very wearable because she can now wear that with jeans. She can get it dressed up, very versatile. And but yeah, I felt like her style really elevated and I loved seeing that. I thought that it fit perfectly. Very well done. Very well done.
I love it. So there were so many different outfits in there, and I think seeing the process of them all being made in different aspects was helpful. There was a person who had on another suit, and I saw him make the suit.
Yes, you pointed him out to me.
Yes, and it was gorgeous to see in person. I love the fabric that he chose and stuff like that. But also, there was just so many people in the room who had also done other handwork on their stuff.
Yeah.
And so just to be inspired by that, like there was a lot of hand beading work. Somebody did a pair of pants with rainbow paillettes. And she hand sewed each paillette on.
Y'all really be getting me with this hand sew. I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna start to hand sew some things. And y'all not even, I'm gonna be real bougie about it too. Because I'm just like, what?
But you could see the effort and the work, and like it went from just regular sewn to couture.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is nice. I'm enjoying this. This was fun to see. So yeah, just seeing everybody's process in their makes was just super cool. And then Miss Lynn's crochet outfit. Child.
First of all, she was like outside of probably Robin, she was the most like on brand on theme.
Absolutely.
Because she was giving disco excellence with this crocheted outfit. And I was like, yes, serve us, queen.
But not only just regular crochet, it had a zipper fly.
Mind is blown.
I was like, and like masterfully done zipper fly.
Yeah. And then she paired it with that sheer, that like mesh, like bodysuit. I was like, sis, I'm here for it. Subscribed.
Every piece.
Completely everything of it.
Yes.
I mean,
Absolutely.
I'm in here to see you win. Uh,
Yes.
yeah,
Absolutely. It
I
was
agree.
amazing. So for like I can't ever just pick somebody's outfit. There
Yeah.
was just so many other good ones as well.
Yeah. I
Um
also really loved Abby's. And she had the like the disco ball, like
oh
the
yeah.
the
Mm-hmm.
silver one.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really loved what she had done. She had made a black slip dress, never wore it, and then upcycled the slip dress to be something that was completely different.
Love it.
And sustainability queen over here, I was like, yes, like let's reinvent what we have. I loved it so
Absolutely.
much. Love that so
Absolutely.
much.
So what other good questions? I mean, and y'all, thank y'all so much for the questions.
Yeah,
This was super helpful for us to talk with each other and stuff like that. But I guess one of the big ones that I see people put, do you plan to go again next year?
maybe, maybe.
I think I'm already planning to go. Yeah.
It's not a definitive yes, it's not a definitive no, because I'm moody. And I would, but I'm like, if you're saying you're going, then obviously it's a yes for me as well. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
Mm-hmm. I
I'm like,
think,
I can't think past like my next Frocktails, which is Atlanta.
but honestly, and that's what I'm like, I'm not only thinking of this one, like I would love to make a tour of it.
Yeah. So does that mean you're coming to my house?
I might be coming to your house. Now, this is for next year.
I
Because
don't know,
this
man. I
Well,
feel
no,
like you
because
could
I
make it this year.
realized that this year, like I had to teach a class. I had to teach a class that day. And I've already know I have
Oh,
people
okay.
like in my class at the store. So I can't, that's why I can't come to Atlanta Frocktails this year. But
Yes, we can approve getting money. Get that paper.
thank
Get
you.
that guap.
Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, I think like I would love to make a tour of it. Especially
Yeah.
I would love to go to UK. I would love to go to the dressmakers ball.
Oh my gosh. Are we planning for that?
I think we might have to.
Okay. We'll
We
have to
might
talk
have
offline
to.
about that. Because I was thinking that you were going to say that you were planning to go to Salt Lake City.
Oh, I forgot about that one. There's that one too.
I'm not gonna. Okay, so listen, like when people think of Salt Lake City, Utah, they're thinking like Mormon. They're thinking probably racist. They're thinking probably not a lot of fun. But listen, I went out to Salt Lake City last year around this
Mm-hmm.
time, and that's when I met Lindsay from Stitch Fits. And when I tell you that I had the best time in the world with her,
Because she's
I was like,
amazing.
wow. I was like, Salt Lake City is out here showing me a good time.
But also, we forgot to talk about her dress because seeing her hand stone her dress as well, she
Yeah.
had the hand stone boob. I'm like, come on now, come on,
And
and
I mean,
draped.
and Lindsay is our draping queen, queen mother
Mm-hmm.
of draping. So she draped it first and then like really just made that fit like a glove. Then did that hand stoning, I guess. And
Mm-hmm.
she's so funny. She was like, yeah, I was an hour in and I wasn't done. And I was like, did I make a mistake?
You're like, uh-oh. Mm-hmm.
Right. Like relatable. Also how I feel most days about,
I
I don't know,
mean,
anything.
once you get into it,
Yeah. But I feel like that leads us into, so what are you working on now? Like now that Frocktails is done and now that that outfit, like that epic outfit is completed, what are you working on?
right? I ain't sewn not a stitch.
I know that's right.
Not a stitch this week. But I am. So we are doing my Nomi 2059 coat on a
Okay.
so long on Sunday on TikTok with Black Soy Network. To kick off the fall lineup of all the Nomi patterns that came out.
Hmm.
So we're doing that on Sunday. But like essentially now I'm at a point now I need to make some clothes to wear because things
This
are not
part.
fitting.
Because I'm losing all of this weight.
Oh,
Meh.
shut up. So I need to make some stuff, but now that I've done the pants and like the suit,
Yeah.
I want to instill some more of that 70s. So like there might be some more flared legs, there might be some more high
Yeah.
waist stuff. Um and just explore that a bit.
Yeah.
So
I
I
want to make
haven't
Norris's Nomi pattern, that bootleg or like that flare.
yeah, the flare
I want to
pants.
make that for Denver.
That is on the list. That is because I've done the polo. So now that's on the list.
Hmm.
I am making Donnie's fall know me. I
Okay.
might do the top, but I'm actually thinking I might do the pants. And because I'm about to take your projector class,
Uh-huh.
I am thinking some other like PDFs and stuff like that that I can easily do, or even might redraft some of my patterns in freesewing.org and then be able to project them and use it that
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
within my measurements.
I
So
know that's right. That's an idea. That is
mhm.
something that will come to fruition. I love it. I love it.
So yeah. So we're really about to get into I need the basics right now
Hmm.
because I had to go to the store and I went like to one of my little favorite discount stores. I bought some jeans and stuff like that to at least tide me over.
Hmm.
But I'm gonna need some pants.
Yeah. We actually have our so long for the Hail half sip that we've got to plan and
Yes,
schedule
we
sometime
do.
soon because I'm making the kids their spooky version.
Right,
So
right.
I'll be making like 3
I
during
love
that
it.
time.
But yeah, we
But
do need. Mm-hmm.
yeah, so we do have that too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We've
We
got
do.
that.
Which
As
I
far
actually also need to cut it a different size because I think it's now too big. But we'll
I
talk
know,
about
just send me the ones that you've already made.
it. You know what?
Along with that green jacket. I didn't even understand why you over here playing. Denver keeps asking me to make him. He's like, what about Julian's jacket? Like, I think that went. And I'm like, sir,
I mean,
like, why are you trying my love for you right now?
it's pretty simple. It's a pretty and right. Remember, you even said it in your blog how you are like in the raglan,
You're right. You're right. You're
and it's
right.
a raglan coat essentially.
True. And I
I'm
did just do
just
that
saying.
raglan button down for you so that you could
Exactly.
fall all over that outfit. Um,
Exactly.
so maybe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
You
am
should.
knee deep in mommy sewing.
Okay.
Um, this morning on TikTok Live, I managed to make Bo 3 shirts. And I did actually finish up his vest, which you can see behind me. The listeners cannot see, but we have his vest here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I like it. I do want to make him another one, um, and make it a little bit more 3D for my man's belly.
Mm.
So he can still have that one, but he likes to zipper things up. I like for them to be open.
Okay.
So this one is fine open. He can zipper it up, but I think I'll make him another one of those. I'm gonna make him a pair of joggers. So tomorrow we'll likely make the joggers. And I'm gonna make him some camo joggers because I feel like can everybody needs to have camo pants. Like those are my favorite. I think that they are a neutral, everybody needs them. So he's gonna get some more camo pants, and then I gotta start on Kalima's wardrobe because Bo and Kalima are because they're my bookends, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't have hand-me-downs,
Of
right?
course.
Have hand-me-downs because he's the same size as his older sister. And Aurora has hand-me-downs from her sister, but her and Kalima are basically the same size now, except Kalima is just taller. But
Mm.
Aurora's got the booty. Aurora's
Okay.
got the booty, so I got to make her some things that will fit the juicy junk in the trunk, both her and Bo. Kalima
I
got
love it.
her assets are in other places, not behind her. Um, but I'm hoping to knock out their wardrobes in the next week and a half, 2 weeks. But of course, I've got to make my outfit for the next Frocktails.
And you do. Yeah, you do.
And I was like, oh, I should wear a dress or I should wear a skirt. But listen, the way that my thighs are set up, like when I got home, so we went to the ballet on Sunday, and
Mm-hmm.
that day I wore a dress and I did not put on shorts or chub rub. And my thighs,
Mm-hmm.
my thighs were screaming. They were like burning. So I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. But
I mean, with the Met Gala theme, you totally could do it like a pair of like obscenely like flared leg pants and make it like almost like like almost like a culottes ball gown or something.
hmm,
Mm-hmm.
that's an idea.
Mm-hmm.
What I really was thinking about doing was doing my bustier.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do Nikki's pants, beauty du jour, her fall cigarette pant.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was going to do it in the fabric that I got from Mood.
Okay.
One of each leg, right? And then also have like a little open skirt cape situation that goes around the waist.
And that always
gives it a little bit of drama.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So that I feel like might be the move.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah, so I think that might be what we're going with. I mean,
and
in your head.
Yes, but also if you don't want to do Nikki's pants, you also make a pair of like leggings and still do the outside skirt.
That is also an idea. I could probably do a nice like thicker legging out of like a ponte to make it look a little bit more formal. Okay, Julian. Okay.
Or like some type of stretch. They do have like almost like a satin faced ponte. So to make it like really dressy.
I have some casino fabric that I could probably do it with. Yeah. But we know I probably won't figure it out until the last minute, so.
You will be making it the morning of, I know.
I can't even make it the morning of. I'm still a brand ambassador for Ergo Baby.
Okay.
So I have to lead a show that morning.
So that means that you're going to have to do it before, praise the Lord.
I know, so I'm going to have to actually be prepared.
I love it for you.
I'm happy you love it for me. Oh my goodness. Oh. All right, friends. Well, this was really fun. I'm about to go light my Frocktails candle. I got it from Intensely Distracted last year. She has a Frocktails candle and it smells amazing. I'm going to go light my Frocktails candle and daydream about my last weekend that I had with Julian while we go ahead and get prepared for our next podcast episode.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure that you have liked, shared, commented, done all of the things, subscribe, leave us a review. We want to hear from you ultimately.
And we hope that you have a week or whenever you listen to this, we hope that your life is filled with love, is filled with creativity, and that you are able to let your creativity shine through your makes throughout the week. Yes. And so until next time, y'all.
Have a great night and
bye, y'all.
And that's a wrap for today's episode of the Audacity Podcast.
We hope you enjoyed this audacious journey with us. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode.
And don't forget to join our creative community on Instagram at the Audacity and keep this conversation going.
If you got burning questions, audacious stories, or hot topics you want us to dive into, reach out to us on social media or at hello@theaudacity.com.
Thanks for stitching with us today. Until next time, keep those audacious dreams alive and your stitches even tighter.
Take care and stay creative.